welcome to the Punters Show, back in the park for the first time in 2016.
We've got all the noises, Dal.
The noises are
and
back.
The cicadas, they've also...
the cicadas were here earlier.
They've got going.
Park's looking good, mate. Sydney green. What a property
very
value.
green. Sydney's very green.
The parks have property values. Because they're coming down property. That's the mail.
What's that?
For property.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you love to see price?
Well, it would.
Money go up to 6 or 7% and everyone just completely cast.
It doesn't have to go up too much for them to be completely cast.
It's just the banks of people.
Speaking of cast, how's our new betting steward going?
What does that mean?
Good man. It's a word he uses often, and this made me think of him.
Yeah.
Melbourne Punter?
Yeah, he's going good.
He's going
I
well.
believe he's got a bit of work to do with Canterbury last week, the staying race.
What's all that about?
Well,
I'm not going to stick up for Huey because I never stick up for jockeys, but I didn't see too much value at all.
Depends on how you look at it, doesn't it? I mean, there was an expectation horse would lead.
What does that mean? An expectation doesn't mean it's certainty to lead.
No. That's the trouble. See, we like to think we've got control over this game, and part of the control is that if you've got a strong expectation, that expectation will be met.
Well, that's wrong. So look, I'll represent Mr. Bowman. I'll get him off in 5 minutes. Yeah, go on. What else has he done wrong?
He didn't lead. And
So that's the argument, he didn't lead.
Well, okay, so he's
He's barking the right colour.
Let me just say, Huey Bowman
presenting
is in the top 10 jockeys in the world. Is that a fair comment?
Right. Would think so, yes.
So he's, out of the 10 males in the world, he's one of them that rides horses. Now you got Murray and co sitting there in suits going, you should have led. Really?
Well, we've
How
seen
does
the
it stand
horse. The horse
up?
is just
What do you think?
I haven't seen the race, but you haven't
Well,
led,
if I jumped out, he let the other horse cross him. No drama.
Yeah.
I'm just presenting the facts.
Yeah. Huey has always preferred to stalk the lead anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, he's on a horse that has led every start over a staying trip in Sydney.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's
Has he been on it every start that it's led?
No, he hasn't been on it.
So let me just tell you the exact facts, right? The exact facts are, Mr. Lee Dalton, welcome to Sydney.
Yeah.
You'll spend umpteen hours on this and there'll be no cash to answer.
Yeah.
But at least you've ticked a few boxes and got some work done for Ray. Then nothing's going to happen. It wasn't that.
No, it's just an investigation that he has to perform. He's not jumping up and down.
No, but he's got a bureaucratically.
He's been
handle it.
asked to investigate. That's okay, isn't it?
I suppose it is.
Now,
I suppose you're right. It is all right to investigate it. But I'd like to...
But it's a classic case of horse racing. Don't go into any race thinking that you've got something nailed down.
So what, there shouldn't be no plan B for Mr. H. Bowman?
No, I'm just saying that we get upset when things don't go the way we think they're supposed to go. But that's horse racing. Things won't go the way you think
Fair enough.
they should go.
all right.
I just find it so alarming that, I'm just saying it's me. I'm a thorough racing professional. I go into that race and not see much wrong with it at all. Yeah. I can see 50 races during the week where I go, have a look at this, look at that, and nothing's ever said.
That's right, yeah. There's a lot of worse things that happen out wide than that. Yeah.
No doubt.
Anyway, all right. Now, Glenn, I don't know if you're aware of this. Now, Glenn has declared after Saturday he's out of the game. He can't come back, despite being the greatest producer of cash in Australia.
I will not be seen at a race meeting this week. I am going to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah. Greatest producer of cash in Australia will be there with the crispest, cleanest, freshest pack of 10,000 you've ever seen.
I haven't got a
neatly, as Billy Story says, it's not only a packet, they're the cleanest, crispest, freshest notes you've ever seen.
What do you put on top of the notes before you iron them?
Oh no, they get iron for him. Don't worry.
I've got a reputation of being able to find a bank better than anybody in the world. And whilst I haven't got a penny at the moment, I will be there tomorrow with about 6 or 8. Right. But I don't know how I find it.
Saturday night you were retired?
No, he was never retired. He just said, no, I just can't. This time, Dal, I'm telling you, this time I'm out of the game. I can't come back from this one.
And Dal's saying I'll be there tomorrow with about 6 or 8.
Moral. And you've got a driving fine this morning, which you don't like doing. you know, like, it eventually has to catch up if you just drive on the wrong side of the road. If you go down the Sydney Harbour Tunnel and you think, no, it's a bit black that way, I'll just go the other way.
I rang Dallas in tears. I'd been booked for no right turn, and Dallas goes opposite over a pedestrian crossing, a school kid jumping out. Were you with me when I did that the other day?
No.
Who drove with me?
I don't know. No.
Someone came with me.
Crossing's optional.
Oh,
Now,
Freddie.
So
Yeah, they got me.
now, that hasn't been great, Glenn. Have you seen this? Service announcement from Betfair.
Oh, this is a beauty.
When
Yes. I wanted.
Okay, here you go.
Shall I go? Betfair wish to advise of 2 scheduled outages to all Betfair platforms
They're always in about 2 in the morning. Don't worry about it.
to complete technical infrastructure upgrades. These outages will occur on the following dates and times. Tuesday, the 9th of February,
That's today.
starting at 1 p.m.
Oh, that's all right. I'm going to the beach though.
Okay. Wednesday, the 17th of February 2016,
Wednesday.
starting at 1 p.m.
So
The
tomorrow week,
There's no bet there.
no bet.
The expected duration of these outages is approximately 8 hours
Why would they do it on Wednesday?
because it's worldwide.
Yeah, it's like it's night time in the UK, or it's morning time. Morning time in the UK.
Like that's the. I watched a program of Hitler last night with the Holocaust, but this is much worse than that. How can I say that?
I'm not sure. We'll let that go though. Yeah.
This is like a disaster.
This is the worst thing. But have a think about it. What's the thing? I mean, like today, one, obviously, as we've seen before, the holds are generally down when Betfair isn't in play. It's taking that piece out of it. But how is it going to be at Wednesday at, well, I assume it's next Canterbury or, no, Wednesday next week.
Sorry, yes.
With the main Sydney bidding ring without Betfair.
Very interesting.
It's going to be there could be a lot of edges. This could be, this
So
could be
it
good.
famously went down last year at Warrnambool on the Thursday.
Yep.
And some bookies weren't happy, some bookies were happy.
How am I going to find my way home?
There you have it.
But, I mean, Wednesday's going to be interesting.
I love the fair.
I know you do, but
All right. Well, I might go away next week.
no. Well, but wouldn't you want to be there to see if there is actually you can get? I mean, you read the market as well as anyone.
It'll be fun.
No, but I mean, you read
Something different.
you read the market as well as anyone, but the bookies do get a bit of a head start with Betfair.
We'll see.
You could be back.
I might be there.
You might need a bank.
I wish you didn't tell me that story though, Del. Man of the match, Del.
Race speed profiles.
No,
again.
it
Yeah, there it is.
Wasn't me.
Spill the beans.
Now, let's just go through my almonds, by the way. I just had acupuncture on the shoulder, shoulder cancer. Came from my shin cancer, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they've come good.
They come good. So the shin cancer.
But I got a really sore pain in the heart rate as well.
Oh, okay. So
Heart
heart attack.
attack.
Remember
Oh,
we spoke
yeah.
about that once before. You worked out it was your back was out too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't get too excited.
I think I've got to stick my hand up as well. I tipped 5 winners on top. One of them was Amicus.
Oh,
yep, that's
Last
right.
winner was the best bet of the
Then
day.
you should be man of the match. 5 runners on top.
Yeah,
Del.
a couple of 20-1 winners in Melbourne.
Right. Melbourne, did anyone see any Melbourne race?
No, well, that's the thing we've got to talk about. Anyway, and we should mention Mark with your Saturday set, new format, and we should also mention a new columnist to the PuntersShow site.
You heard this?
Did you read this?
I read on the site, yeah, what do you do, words of wisdom or something?
Weekend Wisdom.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it's a really, really good column.
Good, I haven't read it. Is it up yet?
Yeah, it's up
I'll
on
read
the
it.
site, puntershow.com.au. Been there
It'll
before?
be in your email inbox.
Yeah, but you don't open it. You'll have to pay for it. Anyway, so Mark, every Monday it is,
Well,
isn't
yeah,
it?
I'll try and get it out on Sunday.
Yeah. After.
Mark.
Yeah, so a nice little wrap up and being very popular.
Saturday's racing?
Yeah,
Going forward?
Just a bit of commentary.
Going
A
forward?
bit of commentary. Mark's musing.
Well, just sort of like a bit of analysis.
Great.
Well, I suppose, and you mentioned the thing that we always have to talk about these times. It's just we have gone on about.
Right, look, I haven't been present for the Times debacle. So obviously, well, not obviously. It seems to me that Racing Victoria went, we want to do 30-minute races.
Yeah.
And everyone else just went, no, doesn't suit
No,
us.
it doesn't suit. Yeah, exactly.
Because the tab would have said no.
The tab would have said no. So then you got New South Wales versus Victoria.
Well, you know, like New South Wales is going to fall in line with TAB.
Yep, absolutely. That's right.
So they just
Sky
went,
Channel's
no,
gonna-
and so Racing Victoria went, well, we'll just do it ourselves.
We'll do it ourselves, exactly. Now,
And what was the crux of it?
well, the crux of it was that when I would have thought that Sydney and Melbourne especially feed off each other, don't they? You know, like you're going to have a bet in Sydney, you're going to have a bet in Melbourne. There is a synergy there. We are in the same industry. So you had 4 or 5 occasions that Sky, that Melbourne Caulfield, where they do run the Caulfield Cup, was bumped to Sky 2 in preference of Sapphire.
That was political, wasn't it?
Sky Channel being political. So in other words,
but hang on, at least they had a go.
oh well, they had a go. But I mean, like we've spoken
It was a big
about.
decision to do that.
Had to go what?
Well, had to go at Racing Victoria and say, listen, stick it up your
Had
arse.
a go at who wins out of it. Everybody loses. This is a fight that everybody loses. Now,
Well, maybe by doing
but aren't
that.
they actually making a statement? Racing Victoria saying, look, this is the tail wagging the dog.
yeah, well, but I mean, we do live in. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. I don't know if I want half-hour races. From our point of view, half-hour races wouldn't work at Rose Hill. They'd have to change what they do because they can't get the horse in the parade ring with 40 minutes between races in time at Rose Hill. But we are.
Once upon a time they did. How did they do it?
Yeah, because they moved the stalls half a kilometre away. It's a good idea. Because the trainers have got to walk 500 metres to set up the horse, and the horse has got to walk 500 metres back.
All right, can we just have a moratorium on this and say, well, look, you want 30, we want 40, can we just have 35-minute racing and that's it?
Well, and the thing is too, I mean, it's fine.
Do we want 40? We always seem to have 35, don't we?
35
No,
or 40.
we have 40 most Saturdays.
I think the first
You'll
couple
get
of...
an odd 35,
Yeah,
but
you-
most will be 40, and every Wednesday, the last 3 races are always 40 minutes apart.
I didn't notice that.
Well,
Every
Because
Wednesday.
I enjoy being out there so much, so I enjoy the extra 5 minutes.
yeah, I think the consideration is, I mean, it's fine to say that it's better for the people going to Melbourne to do it, but it is a national racing calendar now, and I mean, does that then, if you do work on 30 minutes, does that then squeeze Adelaide and or Brisbane out of the play too? If you said, okay, well, Sydney's 15 minutes, I suppose you can slot them in 7.5, but it is a national, it is like a full state thing, and it has been for a while, hasn't it?
Look, they're a bit out of line, Racing Victoria, but they're trying to make a statement.
Oh, I think that, and that's fair enough. But whatever,
No, they're not going to go on with this forever.
yeah. But whatever the outcome is, and we've mentioned, gone on about administrators and all that, and it is just so idiotic that it's not a collective. Whatever the outcome is, whether it's 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whether it's 3 hours between
So what
races.
you're saying, what is ridiculous, is them not getting their heads together and working together.
Well, we're in an industry that's becoming more irrelevant every year, and the greatest enemy the industry has got is the industry itself.
Yes.
So stop fighting with each other, and work for the common goal rather than have a whose dick is bigger than whose contest.
So, but this is what, set to continue, is it?
I don't know. Somebody said last week it
So-
was the whole time, and then somebody said it was only a one-off. But it's disastrous. It's just disastrous if you want to be a racing enthusiast across the 2 main states in Sydney and Melbourne.
All right, but there's another point here. The fact is that basically Racing Victoria does everything better than anybody else. Yes, they think they're arrogant and they think they're unreal, but if we had just let Victoria run New South Wales racing, we'd actually be better off, wouldn't we?
Probably too, but remember they do get a fair head start too. I mean, they do have the carnival, which, as you said, runs on rails and runs at the perfect time of year and all of that, and they do have that head start.
Are they going to do the half an hour between races and Melbourne Cup Day?
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Do they when they need to cater for Channel 7 to interview?
They need to turn over to keep building and building.
Yeah,
and
that's
building.
right.
Do they still stick to, no, this is the way it's going to be done,
Yeah.
or do they?
Or when Channel 7 come in and
flood ourselves off and go back to the old way because there's more money in it.
Yeah, that's right, because they have
They'll do what
45.
they need to do.
Yeah. So sorry.
Well, the funny thing was, the Sky Channel that's shown in Sydney, is that the Sky Channel shown in Melbourne?
Yeah.
It's the same Sky Channel.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not different.
Yeah.
I know
But they have got their own channel. They've got racing.com, channel 78 on the free-to-air spectrum.
It was kind of funny when
So,
they would throw to Sapphire Coast or throw to Townsville and Caulfield Racing. And
Yeah.
then
Under Sky 2.
Under
It was
Sky
very
2.
funny.
it was funny.
they would have been laughing in the Sky Channel control room, wouldn't they?
I quite enjoyed that. It's like a
Well, that's good.
I love a protest.
Yeah, you do. You dig a
I dig
protest. Yeah.
I get right into it, banners.
Yeah.
Dig it.
What about the fact that it was actually a bit of publicity for the industry? nothing like eating yourselves.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Fantastic.
To get the news interested.
Dennis Ferguson got publicity. I don't know if that makes it all that good. Anyway,
I was marching last week about 18 streets away to save this heritage place. Some bloke
18 streets from the place.
from where I come.
yeah.
18 streets
Are
away.
you joining the march?
Yeah, joined in. What of a matter. And the bloke just goes, mate, I've never seen you around here. He said, oh no, I don't live around here. Oh, you really like heritage homes? No, not really.
Yeah, just
I like banners.
What about the trees going from Allison Road?
Are you pro that?
I chained myself to one of the trees. I'm a protest man.
What? I just
So
drove.
that's for light rail, isn't it?
Light
Yeah,
rail,
you're light rail.
Oh, they haven't started chainsawing yet.
No.
It's a lot's going. It's great.
They had a corridor there until 20 years ago. They had a tram corridor there.
Yeah.
You know, it went up the back of
Yeah.
Prince. What's his first street up from Milepost there? And
and High Street.
and then they sold it off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah. What about the Miller Street houses? How you? What's your position? I just drove through them. They've got banners out the front. And around the rocks.
What's
there.
the address? I'll go visit.
I'm going to go back there this afternoon. After the show.
We should do a protest show.
Save.
I like
Keep the
protest.
houses in Miller Street.
I don't care about what it's about.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck about the end outcome. Just the actual.
Just protest. What about we protest about nothing? Hold aside. I have nothing to protest about.
There it is, Dal.
All right. New product coming this week. Hopefully, if it's all organised.
What's Deco?
Do you
Dan
project?
Dan Kelly. We haven't got enough of him.
Dan Kelly?
Dan Kelly is
Ned
doing.
Kelly's cousin?
Yep. And Darren Potter are doing a $20 service, which you'll get the best of them from best in Victorian racing from Wednesdays through to Sundays.
Provincials, does he?
Dan Kelly specialises in the provincials, and Darren but they're going to work together and come up with a collective. So it probably won't be exactly the same as what Darren's got on his sheets, and obviously his sheets are a lot more in depth with the staking plans and all that sort of business and commentary and whatever. But this will be just
Just a little
All right, talk to us about Dan Kelly. Who is he?
Dan's been doing the Melbourne PuntersShow for a while with the boys, and Dan came through the corporate mix, did a lot of time with Mark Reed, learned a lot with Mark Reed in that, and then went to
Any hold-ups?
sorry,
Well, the Kelly boys.
yeah.
Good name.
That's right, exactly. He comes from Croydon. I wonder if there is a
Great
Wasn't
Victorian
Well,
bookie
yeah.
robbery.
might be, but I think they ended up with Sportsbet, and then when
What's
they
the
were
Sydney
taken over.
Punter Show going head-to-head with Melbourne?
Yeah, well that's right. Yeah, well the Melbourne Punter Show's on today as well too, with Dan Kelly. So you have a switch over.
What, they're on the same time.
They're on the same. Where?
Bet you're having up cicadas.
Yeah, exactly.
Which one's going to Sky 2? Oh,
Yeah, that's
Punter
right,
Show,
yeah.
Punter Show 2.
Yeah, that's
Punter
right.
Show
Show too. Yeah, we've been bumped for the Punter Show too. Darren Potter, Ralphie,
Mad if you don't watch them. They go
Anthony, at the Pitties is on it. Your friend.
So what
You've been-
became of the radio, Ralphie's radio show? What happened to that?
Sport 927, the one on Carnival. Yeah, they just,
RSN.
whatever they're called. Yeah, 3UZ. I think they just decided not to. Which I was a part of that as well too.
Yeah. So what do they put in its place?
I don't think. Yeah, I think they just decided not to spend the money on the digital platform. I'm not sure.
So it was going out via one of their digital.
It was on the
channels.
digital platform. Yeah, it wasn't on general 3UZ.
Right.
It was on-
So that channel is what test
No,
back now. or
I'd
is it-
imagine. He Glenn's just about having a heart attack over here.
This is all because I played the card tournament last night. And a bloke told me that his boss from work, who works in a real estate agency, was at his kid's christening during the week, and he was dancing. He was 57. He just dropped dead of a heart attack, which I suppose is sad. But I said, "Oh, that's all right."
Oh,
And they all looked at me like I had 3 heads, you know.
Yeah.
And then I felt bad for about a millisecond for saying it was all right, and now I'm reacting this morning with a heart attack.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
no
I mean,
good because we actually need you to stay alive
Yeah,
until the
55th.
Yeah, well, that's, I mean, it'd be. Oh, but then again, if you're going to have a heart attack, if you had the whole idea is to have it live. So,
Live would be good.
yeah, I mean, yeah. Just
Don't call an ambulance for about 20 minutes. Just get some real faces of me. Oh, fuck. How much? You know my grandfather had 13 heart attacks?
Yeah.
He died eventually.
Yeah.
He had 13.
Yeah.
And then he went to, he's a champion bloke. 13, he about for over a 10-year period.
Uncle Mickey, who organises Uncle Mickey, who organises the pay side of things at Top Better, the finance.
Oh, Michael
Oh,
Pierce,
he, yeah, he.
Half of it.
Oh, he just has. He has it for fun.
Yeah, he has one a week. I think.
After that 13, God, he's a champion bloke.
Oh, I don't think Uncle Mickey is something to aim for. 13. I don't think. Don't know if he's
That's not
quite.
bad.
I don't know if he's quite there. The 13th one would have been probably the worst one, was it? Or?
Yeah, it didn't make. Well, the worst
lucky
thing,
13.
it's a great story, and of course, it's a funny story because all the females in my family suffer Alzheimer's. My mum died of Alzheimer's, and my grandmother. It's almost worse than all time. But my mum would always ring Anne and Arthur up because Arthur had a bad heart, but Anne, his wife, my grandmother, kept having. She had Alzheimer's. It was getting worse and worse. And they were living to get worse. And then one day, Mum rang up and, oh, hello. And Anne, my grandmother, never answered. Hello. Oh, hi, Daphne. Oh, yes. Oh, your father. Oh, he's a lazy bastard. He's on the kitchen floor asleep, and I haven't been able to wake him for hours. And then my mum knew he was dead, and so we just all sprinted over there. There's Anne. She thinks because she's got Alzheimer's. She thought he was asleep. It's a great Australian story. Oh, he's a lazy bastard. And I still remember Arthur and Anne because they were from that generation that would love having a bed and having a double. Yeah. And then Anne would always say, Arthur would go up and put the doubles up, and it's a few beds, $2 doubles and $3 each way and a few picks, and they'd listen to the race in the afternoon or whatever. And Anne would go, I've got to give you that $20, Arthur. And she'd go to a person, and about half an hour later, Arthur, I've got to give you $20 for that. And he'd get a bank all afternoon about 5 times, robbing his missus. He was a fucking champion. And there was Anne, oh, your father's a lazy bastard. He's been asleep on this kitchen floor for hours. That's a great story, isn't it?
Another G Pollitt special.
How do we come back from that?
Well, we just go to Randwick. We might start talking about the races now. Boys, the tracks. We said it about Rosehill last week, but Randwick is also very, very close to being 70s porn as on the porn scale things. These are going to be tough places to play. No places for the faint-hearted.
Tough places to bet all of a sudden because you've got to put the angle of trick shot into your thought.
And also the jockeys too. The jockeys are
ball point.
You know how the track's going to play, but it's how the riders ride it. The riders have all become.
You need fields. As soon as you get field size, it's fine. It's the small fields.
Yep.
Like less than 10. Fewer than 10. Sorry. Fewer than 10.
Business.
Yeah. Because I mean, I think the obvious and something that you've been right on top and brought to a lot of the people from the show is, that when the rails like that, wide draw's good, inside draw's no good. I'm almost thinking at the moment, the way that they're riding it, inside draws are your friend because half of these, they're all riding to the lane now, and half of the fields are getting outside the lane. So boys, outside the lane is just as bad as being inside the lane.
So we had a favourite.
That's true, but there's only one barrier inside 4. That's one. And that's in the field of 7.
But the theory I want to put up is I think Randwick is going to start racing, which it can do. Hello, what's it? Darren Potter. You can just work.
I thought you said he was doing the show.
No, they do it in the afternoon. They'll be online.
Melbourne time. They're 30 minutes.
We'll be up earlier. Yeah,
30 minutes. That's it. 10-minute lots.
I think you saw a lot of horses. Well, I mean, okay, there might not have been winners, but Alpha Beat did sneak up on the fence and get there. And I think you're going to have to play Randwick like Rose Hill, where you're going to have to save ground and go there. Like you go through and look at all the horses that circled a bit. They all hit brick walls.
But every field greater than 10 were all in the 3 wide running line. The 3 wide line.
Yeah, but I think
allergic all summer. Allergic all summer long. Even though drew barrier 4.
Mm-hmm.
Twist Tops was 3 deep with cover. Spill the Beans was 3 wide outside the lead. Heavens Above, we know where it was, and Montaigne, we know where it was.
I'm saying beyond that, though, I think you've got problems. Like Winona Costin on whatever her mate was.
Yeah, look, I think if you actually draw the outside, it's just going to have to be not dictated to.
Yeah.
Don't let them push you outside.
That's right. Yeah, and that when Winona just kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed.
Yeah. Well, that was
she got handled.
That was a case of
anything trickier than this lane racing. Now, this is really. I mean, you're the first to jerry to it. It's like honestly, you jerry to it like before anybody. And now we've all jerry to it. It does you absolutely.
Because the problem is now we've made it public and everybody knows about it. Was when it was our little secret and you could just work out where they're just going to be. And you might have known that jockey X or Y might have been aware of it, and they were the little ones playing it. But now they're all going to.
But it's not going to matter. All it does is it's only important for afterwards. And you go, that found the right lane, right? Therefore, I'm laying it next time. You know, going into this meeting, you're not going to find barrier 1.
I know that, but I.
In fact,
I am
In
going to
fact,
find.
very
I
one,
also
like,
think
you just never
I
find
am
that.
going to find Mid-Cow, and then when I'm hoping the horse I haven't seen from New Zealand parades poorly, and it does kind of.
Yeah.
And then Mid-Cow sits there and goes from $7.20 to $13.50 on the fair, and you've got the money banked at $300, and it doesn't win.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's
Wasn't
a win.
that
That's a
okay?
winning bet.
No,
that
it's
you
not
can
okay,
collect on.
mate.
Wasn't okay.
No, it wasn't okay. No, well, because
Giving me
when
heart swelling.
yeah,
Because
no.
it was absolutely
Okay,
hard.
let's talk about that race. Bull Point versus Midcourt. What price head to head when they turn for home? Head to head. Forgetting the rest. Forgetting if something's blousing over the
It was
top.
$5.25.
For it to get past it.
You don't think so?
It is Bull Point.
Hang on, can we just walk back to Midcourt's last run where he took the length of the straight to get past Monton and had to interfere with it as well? Monton.
Fair enough.
But still, who did you want to be on the top of the straight? Midcourt.
No,
or
he
Bull
wanted to be
Point?
on
what I'm
Midcourt,
saying,
but
Bull
still,
Point's one 'cause the
nevertheless, outside lead, it's a hard position to win.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're Nash, it's a hard position to win.
Going forward,
J-Mac is
going
probably the only
forward,
other
the
one.
tapes on these meetings are. There's so much more work to be done, which makes it delicious or juicy, as Mark would say. No, you say delicious, but
Danny says
it's a fucking lot of work, I tell you. And does it turn people off when they're having bets?
Yeah, but if they're not introduced to the idea,
Oh,
they're not going to be turned off. It's like, you are where you're at. So we know too much. Yes, that's a problem.
Yeah, but I think
But not everyone knows too much.
Yeah, but doesn't that
Like
as long as you're fresh with it, I think as long as you're fresh with it and not tired and exhausted and you've taken the time off, doesn't that extra layer and layer, it makes it more attractive.
It's exciting.
If it is being promoted as the intellectual challenge, the greatest intellectual challenge that the term you've used before, if that is the case, isn't that those layers? That's good because it is giving you things to think about. Anyway,
1982, there was only one person knew about track lights. It was G. Clark. I don't know, I'm clearly didn't help
there's a little backhanded to Gary Clark.
No. I mean, it's these things are torture as well, aren't they?
I'm looking forward to death. I'm single, healthy, fit. Oh, no, yeah.
But let's talk about, say, Canterbury last
No
Wednesday.
kids, you know what I mean?
Canterbury last Wednesday. How good was the fence in the straight?
Well, the kids, yeah, but they're grown up.
The rail went back in the true.
Glenn's gone here. See what
Rail
happens.
went back in the
Betfair.
true, and there's things kicking along the inside all the way down the straight, right? Canterbury. In the vanguard leads all the way. Hembrook punches up the inside. Sweat Redemption leads all the way. Springbok Flyer leads all the way.
I bet you did your
Right.
ass.
To my face.
Dark Eyes sits outside lead. Then Prime Target leads all the way, and then Suspense gets this, unbelievable run. Beats Hot Benny, who sits on the rails all the way. But none of those horses drew inside. They all drew mid.
Glenn's having a conniption. Let's talk about Saturday. Spill the beans. Off the map. This was another great moment for Glenn and I on Saturday, Mark. You go out, you like the horse.
Yeah,
$11 taken.
You'd already tipped the horse, Dale, so I didn't understand why you were so upset that it had been back.
Because I wasn't on.
Right.
Because I'd come.
Okay, so you're saying
I'd come back.
when we send that horse out, it's already halved its price.
Well, that's right. I mean, I don't want to bet until I've seen them, especially when they're first up,
Yeah,
and
that's
especially
hard to take $5
and
maybe.
especially when
You missed $10.
counter attack was still in the race when I went out there, and then you come back from the parade ring,
after the race, isn't it?
and you come back from the parade ring. You don't want to be on counter attack. You want to be on spill the beans. You're running
You don't
back
want to be on
thinking,
Pride of Dubai, really.
no way, no Prodigy Boy. It was awful. I wouldn't have been on Prodigy Boy paraded like the best horse in the world.
Yeah, it was.
Stupidly, I wasn't focused for that race, but there was your form. Counter attack beating Spill the Beans on the 17th of October.
Yeah.
The Brian Crowley, same track, same distance,
Yeah.
and they resume. One's trained by Gerald Ryan, one's trained by Chris Waller.
Yeah.
One's drawn 7, the other's drawn 2. One loses its blinkers, the other one has blinkers on for the third time. So he had blinkers on at Randwick when he ran second to counter attack. Then he went down to Melbourne, lost sight of the bunny.
Yeah, it's
1,000 metre
a long
race.
distance, yeah.
And he's resuming.
Yeah.
There it is.
And even more so with counter attack too, because counter attack stepped up to what I'd refer to Chris Waller's horse as a project horse. Like whereas last time he might not have been, this time whatever the target is, that sort of stuff I really couldn't care about. But you know that there is going to be a target for that race, and when Chris Waller has a project horse, then they're a long way off their best resuming, and that's why he's probably so successful.
Yeah.
Anyway, but spill the beans, it won its race.
It won its race, but it actually also went very well.
It went very well indeed, so yeah.
You know, that's another vexing thing. You know, we're going to go into spill the beans. Was Joe Ryan at second up?
I think you're entitled to still be pro at second up.
Yeah.
But then when we get deeper and get more serious, the others will catch up. Is that a fair call?
Yeah.
Okay, the weight issue with craftiness and felines, you highlighted, Mark, in your column. Weekend Wisdom online now.
Because Corey liked it as well. I mean, I marked them equal favourite. I actually tipped felines.
Didn't Corey like the felines?
No, he liked craftiness.
Yep.
So it was expressed to me before the race that, you know, like, why is craftiness so long? It's so much better than these horses. You know, and felines, well, but to me, what happened in that race was that you watched Huey jump out and he just went, oh, I'm going to be a bit soft and soft here. Well, the horse has got a big weight, I don't want to bustle it. That's what they think.
Yeah. Well, I'll go to Paris, Greg Hilton Paris, as he's called, good friend of the show and everyone. I thought I thought Mark nailed it with his thoughts on craftiness, with the riding being on the wall in respect of intent. I found it interesting though that Bowman's comments post-race were about craftiness' lack of early speed. From your article on Saturday night, Hugh Bowman said craftiness didn't show the dash he expected, but he wasn't completely disappointed with the performance. Looking at the video evidence, it was to the contrary. Craftiness clearly jumped best, with Bowman coming out with a very heavy-handed hold on the horse, and at no stage looked to be going to contend for the lead. J-Mac was lauded for a great ride by taking felines to the front. He too, though, showed no intent to lead, nor really made the decision to lead. His horse just gradually got there through Bowman's apathy or lethargy, I should say. With his actions and comments being at odds, wouldn't it be an opportunity for stewards to at least ask her question?
And you know what they'd be told?
No,
I was worried about the weight.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bustle the horse with the weight. It's all self-fulfilling.
Yep. Glenn?
You know, we don't know when the weight makes a difference because they all act as if it does.
That's just unbelievable. There was a lack of intent on craftiness now, I think, back to the time. There's another one I should be blowing up about.
You were here, yeah.
I only sent out a moral on my punters.
Yeah.
And I bet
because I think the key that we mentioned it in the previous show, and we mentioned a lot in the discussions, is craftiness looked awful last preparation. He's come back looking like a good horse, so it was just time to play, boys.
And he did jump a half length in front of that field. Why didn't he push on?
Yeah. Because he's got a big weight. Got a cutaway. There it is.
He gave away his edge straight away.
All right, and the other, and not only by doing it, it was counteracted by the edge was given to the main competitor.
Well, but so I'm Jay McDonald, and I've jumped out well. I'm not actually on a leader, but I've jumped out well. But I also know that Huey knows that he's got a big weight, so Huey's not likely to press on because he's got a big weight.
That's like a game of cards out there now.
Yeah.
Right, how's your head?
Bepp's not on play today.
Shut up, you two. I'm going to nip myself today. It's going to be your two fault.
It's all over. No, you can't.
No, I might go early.
I might
go early.
All right, I'll give you the camera to take with you. Get BZ to film it over there.
Oh, should we film my suicide?
That's what we've been talking about.
Oh, I never listened.
No. Oh, yeah, definitely.
BZ, yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to do it.
He's playing three ladies and gentlemen. He's got a rope around his neck. It's not that funny, that was.
Oh, would be. Amicus.
Yeah.
Sorry. Do you want to make a point about Glenn's suicide?
No, go on.
You sure?
No, otherwise we'll end up with a 50-hour show.
Okay. Amicus. Glenn, typical Waller first up parade. Explain that, what that actually means with those horses that we see, like, again, a project horse.
The carrying condition.
Yep.
They're not screwed down. So they're in beautiful nick.
Yep.
Because they're
healthy.
They're well fed, they're well pre-trained. You can imagine Mr. Waller and the whole team would be like, prior to coming to him, they'd be in grouse order.
Yeah.
If they're not in grouse order, you'd send them back out.
Yeah, and they'd be getting massages by Swedish girls and all that sort of stuff.
They're just beautiful stock.
Yeah, exactly. So, and as far as fitness goes, they're never roly-poly. They're sort of borderline fit enough to win if everything goes right, and that's sort of what happens for
Isn't that the way to
Amicus.
start a horse out? Like, oftentimes I hear you guys say, paraded like a draft horse or, it's got so much improvement. But if you start a horse out like that, surely it's bad.
He's got
I agree with that, but if you don't have the things in place, I'll give you a good example. I reckon all Chris Waller horses first up start off 3, maybe to 5, but 3 would be the par. 3 lengths below their absolute best.
It's not a long way.
It's not a long way. You look at Amicus Win. If Amicus was absolutely flying, could it have won that race maybe by 3 lengths? Maybe it could have.
Yeah.
Won by a head.
But with everything going on.
But Huey was like, he posies up behind the leader, but he stayed behind the leader for a long time before he knew he had to go to the inside of it. Yeah, right, that's fine. But it wasn't like he went, right, let's put paid to this leader.
Yeah, no.
It's like, it's first up. I'll just sit here and I'll just see what happens.
Yeah, that's right. And that's sort of, I think, when one of these horses with Chris's Win, that is sort of see what happens. Everything falls its way. It's fit enough to be match ready, but it's not fit enough to be
winning ready.
Winning ready, yeah. But so you need things.
Sometimes they win.
And then
things fall in place.
And the fair suggested that too. But yeah, they can win because they're not.
The fair Brascoed forgetting about the field.
Yeah.
The fair went. This is Waller first up. It won't be winning. Yeah. But then the field fell apart. Like press report's going, shit, where is everyone?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
I've got the looks as pussied for a while.
Pussied for a while.
And Dublin Lass, I remember her that one day at Rosehill, not the most recent win at Rosehill, but like 15 months ago or something, where just sat there, and he went.
Yeah, they cuddle. Yeah. So again, intent. Again, we're cradling this horse, and whatever.
And the other horse in the race was 1,200 back to 1,000. What's he called? The slots, I think that's slots. It wasn't.
Yeah, no.
I've had it on there.
Yeah. One thing I want to talk about is the trading volume. Well, you talk about punting and where your head is. A horse that you could, I know that's a very.
How can anyone have taken $1.01?
Well, this horse, I know Bob Grimberg was $71.
Forgetting his face.
Yeah, well, $71 they took about this was traded. Its SP was $41, 50s into 40s. Easily you could have got $70 odd on the fair for it, for our betting. Now, it's $1.01 and $1.02, and 5,000 was matched at $1.02, and I think 2,000 matched at $1.01. Something along those numbers.
What punter does that?
It is just amazingly.
It's a function of.
Well, the function of the robot. There's a punter behind the robot.
Yeah, I suppose.
But yeah, but it's just amazing, isn't it? A horse that was a 70, say 50 to 1, a 50 to 1 chance, and it's had 7,000 on it, spread across $1.07. 7,000 matched on it.
It's never home.
Yeah, I know. You're right.
No,
that's the point.
That's the point.
Yeah,
if it was like a $4.40 chance, and you go, it's going to win. Well, it's more chance to be home than something that's got. And Lee's been running. He's trained that many seconds the last 12 months. He's more mental than me, poor Lee.
But he never trains anything in the market. So I mean, that can happen.
Yeah, but he still needs a couple of
like Collar running around going, can you believe it's happened to me? It's like, can you believe it's happened to me? In terms of running seconds, if you're always betting out there, that's seconds land.
But even saying that, if Press Report wasn't even money favourite, was it ever $1.01 in the run?
I know what you mean. It was a funny sort of like they're all there.
Yeah.
Nothing was going past it, but there was nothing was disappearing.
No, exactly right. But anyway, the fact was it was 70 to 1 or 50 to 1 or whatever you want to call it.
They're taking $1.01 horses that win races in short half-head finishes. Let's say it did win, and you're on at the $1.01, and you still got to wait for a correct weight to go on.
Yeah.
What about that land? I've backed this at $1.01, love. We're just waiting for the green light, and I can take you out for pizza.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that.
Take you out for pizza? You'd be lucky, but you couldn't even pay the toll, could you, from backing $1.01?
I'm just saying.
You got to have a lot on.
Yeah, you're quite right.
Yeah, you got to,
Well, the Domino's one. Yeah. We've had 1,010 on here. Hit 2 for $9.95 tonight. We've just got to get the green light up. I know my luck.
Oopsie daisies.
And it goes,
Guess what? We're going out for pizza. Now we're just going out because we've got to lock the door because we can't pay rent. Montaigne, very well backed in the last mark.
Too good the punters.
It's well backed, wasn't it?
Too good.
And you probably had them. Have you looked at any times with Vince on that race? It's like they have just crawled home.
Yeah, it seems awful.
It's worse than awful. Terrible.
It could well be a positive this, because I'd imagine they'll press on with it.
Right.
So it's going to be fourth up, first prep next time. It's going to get some sort of spruik about it. It's got the short.
It's Anthony. It'll be in a Group 1.
Let's just hope it goes to somewhere, and it's taking up some good percentage, because it might be just the biggest lay of all time.
What about the fair on Fabrizio? Wasn't that a beauty? I mean, the doctor was like trying to hold back the tide.
All right, that into part 1, boys.
Is there a twist tops one, New Beauty, allergic one?
Graham McDonald rode 5 straight city winners.
Really?
The last 2 at Canterbury and the first 3 at Randwick.
There you go.
Wow.
Dream, mate. Beautiful. All right, okay, I think that is, yes, we've had...
Cicadas, time off.
There it is. Thank you, cicadas.
Right.